Hello and good morning. Thanks for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update. I'm Jackson Jurek, and in a few minutes, I'll be joined by First Alert meteorologist Caitlin Lohr with a look at today's forecast and beyond. We have an update on a story out of Martin County in southern Minnesota. A man wanted in connection with a shooting last week in Truman is now in custody. According to the sheriff's office, 33-year-old Kyle LaFord has been arrested without incident. So far, no other information has been released. Authorities say he was wanted on second-degree attempted murder charges in connection with the shooting. Around 6:15 on Thursday night, deputies responded to a report of a woman being shot in the chest. She was taken to the hospitals. The extent of her injuries are still unknown. Closer to home, the Mankato School Board is considering a change to the district calendar for the upcoming school year. The reason is to accommodate construction and the installation of HVAC systems to maximize efficiency and minimize class time disruptions. In this proposal, school would start the week of August 25th and end on May 22nd, 2026. This is different than a typical school year that starts right after Labor Day. In 2023, voters approved a $105 million bond referendum for safety and security improvements at building districts school-wide. In national news, many mainstream economists say the cost of cars and groceries could go up soon. That's due to new tariffs President Donald Trump could impose tonight. He says they're partly a negotiation tactic to stem the flow of fentanyl into the United States and increase border security. But investors seem worried about inflation. Amy Kiley reports on how the Trump administration is trying to ease those concerns.
There are going to be tariffs on Tuesday on Mexico and Canada.
The Commerce Secretary confirms new tariffs are on track to begin around midnight Eastern Time tonight. He says a 10% hike on Chinese imports is on the table, on top of last month's increase. Executive orders also call for tariffs on most Canadian and all Mexican goods worth more than $800. The Secretary says the percentage of those duties is unclear. He says the president believes America's neighbors are making progress on border security.
He's sort of thinking about right now how exactly he wants to play it with Mexico and Canada, and that is a fluid situation.
U.S. companies are the ones that have to pay the tariffs. The Trump administration downplays how much of that cost they'd pass on to consumers. Many economists say the proposed tariffs could increase prices for goods like shoes, electronics, groceries, and especially vehicles.
If you can buy one before Tuesday, before the tariffs come in and we either shut down or become more expensive, you should go and do it.
Another concern is that Mexico, China, and Canada could impose retaliatory measures.
We will have a strong, unequivocal, and proportional response as Canadians expect.
But some analysts say the new tariffs could be good for the U.S. in the end. The Trump administration says they're leverage.
And the key would be no tariffs. But to get there, there's a negotiation. He's starting that negotiation.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
We're going to switch gears into some weather, and it's going to be some rainy, cloudy, snowy Minnesota, spring, summer, whatever, winter-like conditions coming up this week. And then after that, there's a light at the end of the tunnel for this weekend.
You know what, Jackson? I think we need a mug that has that quote on it for Minnesota spring, because I think everything you said in that singular sentence really describes how it's like to be up here in the spring. And all jokes aside, we actually already have a winter storm watch that's already in place that will be issued.
Could be.
And that's the biggest concern, are the hazards that we're going to be dealing with, because we could see blizzard-like conditions for the first time in what feels like forever. So
2 years maybe?
Yeah, please take this seriously, because it is going to be hazardous out there. So here is what we know so far. We talked about this cold front that's going to move through all last week and how it was going to bring a slight change of weather to the area. But one thing we didn't know is exactly where that system was going to track, because it wasn't fully developed. It was actually still offshore the west coast out in the ocean. And now that it's onshore and it's working its way through the United States, we're able to pinpoint those more fine details that we always have to wait until a little bit closer to when it's going to move through the area. So here is now what we know so far. We've got that strong cold front that's going to move through the area between today and Wednesday. No, it's not going to take 3 days for it to move through, but we're going to follow this cold front before, during, and after it moves through, because we're going to see changes with every one of those time frames with this cold front. The first being areas of rain starting tonight that are going to linger through tomorrow. Then as the front itself moves through, the during will be a transition to snow late tomorrow night into Wednesday, and winds will become very, very strong. If you recall the winds that we had the end of last week on Friday, it's kind of what we're dealing with, or what we have on the way with the snow for Wednesday morning. That being said, expect hazardous driving conditions. Now, we always say don't go out if you don't have to. And then we always get hit back with, well, I have to get to work and this and that. And we understand that. But if you don't have to, if you work from home, or maybe you get the day off because of these hazardous conditions, don't go out just to see how bad they are. We're looking at blizzard-like conditions possible at times because of the strong winds mixed with that falling snow that we have on the way. So again, utilize today to get done what you need to do as far as running around, getting errands done, going grocery shopping, maybe getting outside, because today we've got not a whole lot coming our way, just some cloudy skies across the area that build up through the day until late tonight when areas of spotty sprinkles move in. Now I'm talking very light rain, more scattered chances from Albert Lee southeastward into northeastern Iowa, but up here we're looking at more spotty on and off rain chances through the overnight hours into tomorrow. So really not a whole lot coming our way today other than a wonderful high of 61 degrees. So again, please utilize today to get anything done that you need to get done, whether it's grocery shopping for the week or whatever it may be. Now tonight we're going to drop to a low of 44 degrees by tomorrow morning with that light rain overnight. Here's a look at your winter storm watch as of right now. Now, it is possible that some counties may be added or taken away, or we may get other alerts issued with this incoming system. Again, we're looking at snow, heavy snow possible at times with strong winds leading to those blizzard-like conditions. Hazards include slick roads, reduced visibility, drifting, blowing snow, and more. So let's break it down. We've got that rain tomorrow, going to be very light through the morning hours, but grab that umbrella because tomorrow afternoon and evening we're looking at widespread moderate to heavy rainfall at times, and then we're going to make a transition to a wintry mix and eventually snow between 10 o'clock tomorrow night and midnight. And the winter storm watch will go into effect at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, just ahead of that snow. Now, rain total wise, we're looking at 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch of rain possible. But the bad news with this is we have snow on the way, which means everything is going to melt before that snow really moves in. Here's a look at your extended forecast to give you a heads up. We are going first alert for Wednesday due to those hazardous conditions Wednesday morning and afternoon. The good news is after that's wrapped up, we can take a deep breath and enjoy the stretch of nice weather we have to follow the crazy 36 to 48 hours we have ahead of us.
And we'll open that warm, nice weekend with wide open arms for that upcoming
Absolutely.
nice weather. We are much looking forward to that. So thank you very much, Caitlin, and thank you for watching this KEYC News Now to Go update. Stay with KEYC News Now for the latest local news, weather, and sports on our website.
And as always, download the free KEYC News and weather apps for the latest headlines and forecast.